workshops. Sorry, my brain momentarily slowed down for a second there. So welcome back from the workshops. I've just been listening to some of the chat, and there were some tips that people were sharing from the different workshops, and sharing websites and resources and chatting. And I've just had a chat with a couple of people about the kind of key takeaways. So the objective that we chatted about when we started this morning at 10 was that if everybody even just left today reflecting on the fact that as a volunteer manager, a program developer, a policy advocate, have a responsibility to go back to your organization and have a conversation with people. If you can't influence change yourself, because we know in volunteer management, it can be hard and it is not always a prioritized topic. Professions, but we are professionals, but we are not always seen as a profession in its own right, although we know that we are. Within our own organizations, it can sometimes be hard to make that change ourselves. So even reflecting on going back and having a discussion with your colleagues who can start to influence change is that actually I spent a day today at the engine shed with my peers, and I learned a lot of things that we should be doing better that we are not doing. These are the things we need to be doing better on, and having those conversations, even if it is just a small conversation that starts, even if it's just going back and feeling inspired and saying, I want to have a coffee, to have a discussion with you about what we learnt at the Make Your Mark conference today, and start those things. You might even have a list of actions that you're leaving today that you're going to take away and make that change. And that is important. And I think the key kind of points that came up today was about, if you're going to be inclusion ready and want to say you're inclusion ready, actually take the time to make the change, implement the tools, have the resources in place, build the relationships, and become ready to welcome more volunteers and be more inclusive. Because what we have heard from people who volunteer and do experience barriers is that it's really negative and not nice to say that you're going to give your time freely, which is an absolute privilege for the organisations, to then turn up and not have a great experience. And so give it the time. We will do better. This conference is going to be repeated every year. We already have the conference space booked for next year, next February, the last day in February again. And we will look back. What's happened? Has there been change in this past year? Have you all managed to implement change? So again, with Make Your Mark, we are a community. We are a network. We want to grow. We want to grow together and get better. So engage with the volunteer organisers network, because that's that peer-to-peer discussions. Get in touch with us. Go to the website. You know how to get in touch. Follow us on social media. If you want to come and be involved in the events action group with me and my peers and help us shape next year's conference, we want you to be a part of that, because we want to know what you need to learn. We want to know what you want us to put on for you. So fill in the feedback forms. That's really important to us. Be honest. We had a couple of glitches today. I want to apologise to the people on Teams. I know that in the first breakout rooms, Teams is weird. Sometimes it's like has a hiccup in cyberspace and it seems to get stuck in a loop. So there was a problem with the audio between the breakout rooms. And so we do apologise for that issue. But colleagues who were on Teams kept calm, managed it and sorted out the problems. So I do apologise for that happening, but it's all learning. So as I say, be honest in your feedback forms, because the only way we can get better at it is from actually hearing you. So the call for actions, I'm going to come on to it, but I also just want to really thank everybody who was part of the programme today. There's a big, long list, so I'm not going to cycle through absolutely everybody. Everybody that presented, everybody that was on the panel, everybody that provided a workshop, thank you so much for your time, for your expertise, for your honesty. It's really appreciated. To the events team, thank you so much for everything. To colleagues that have helped on Teams, to colleagues that have helped in person, to the engine shed team, you can't hear me right now because you're not in the room, but thank you. I'll be thanking them as well. Rosie, tech extraordinaire here, keeping calm. Just everybody that's had a job. Kirsty, Lewis, Joanna, colleagues as well that have been happening, David, others that I met for the first time today. Jackie, others, Jess, everyone. I'm not going to start reeling off the list. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I am doing it now. Anyway, just a big thanks to everybody, because this has been our first conference. And so thank you for bearing with us as we have learnt a few things as we go. So I'm going to stop now because I'm standing between people and the end of the conference. So I just want to reiterate that some of us from Make Your Mark will stay for the next half an hour. There is Jilly here from the National Strategy, Our Past, Our Future. There is someone here from the Volunteer Organisers Network. Have I missed anybody? Don't think so. Oh, yep, hang on. Yep, thanks to the BSL interpreters. Absolutely. You've been here all day working so hard, so thank you very much for that. But yeah, stay and have a chat with us if you want to. But what we want, really, if you have if you want to do it, download the Inclusive Volunteering Toolkit. Absolutely. Fill out the conference feedback form. Follow us on Eventbrite. If you follow us on Eventbrite, it means you'll find out about everything that we're doing. There's case study events every second month. There's a coffee morning for networking, possibly a mini conference, and then there's going to be another main conference. So that's the way to find out about it. Follow us on social media and get involved. Make Your Mark happens because the sectors come together as a big collaboration. We've got base funding that we couldn't do without, but a lot of it relies on in-kind contributions from people who have a passion for volunteer management, program development, etc. So if you want your organisation to get involved and Make Your Mark, join the various committees, join the working groups. Absolutely, there is a place for you. I can promise you that. But you need to get in touch with us. So on that note, I just want to say thanks very much for everybody, and we will see you cyberspace, we'll see you in person, we'll see you online, and just, yeah, thanks for a really great and engaging day.